Hello, everybody. Welcome to Minorca Consciousness Group for this wonderful session with Rish Adsum. We're going to be discussing the spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum. So it's going to be, I think, a very good and interesting conversation. So I'm just going to invite Rish straight in, and we're going to dive in. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's joined us already. So, Rish, let's bring Rish in. Hi, Rish. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes. Yeah. What a beautiful title. Spectrum of Light, which you chose, which you was inspired to choose. So, I normally just waffle on while we're waiting for people to join us.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because hopefully they'll jump on. Just to let everybody know who has joined us, please let us know you're here. Put some comments in the chat for us, if you will. Say hello and ask any questions what you want. Fire away as we'll go through it. So, Rish, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Colin. Well, where to start is the question. So we'll keep it short, but not without giving too much away. We'll just say that for over 40 years, we've been very aware of our galactic origins. As far as we remember ourselves in this experience, we've always been asking the big questions, huge inclination and draw towards, the questions upon questions, always wanting to know more, always researching everything. Do you know what I mean? So we're just here, we're explorers. So we've touched within the realms of evidential mediumship, trance mediumship. But in our daily walk, within our sort of physical world life, I have a very long career within support work, and just walking alongside individuals and souls along their journey, and just supporting them in many, many ways. So often very much focused also within the personal development as well, and really focusing on, the whole the multidimensional aspects of the whole experience, as well as fully participating within the human experience at the same time. So remained in balance and grounded within it all. And just here and enjoying it all. So we're keeping it short, but we've touched many rounds. So if you want to know more, just hit us up. And you may hear us speak of us and we, and that is because we are not just she or thee. We are a multitude amongst many, many experiences. So at times you'll hear us say me or we and things like this. So I hope it's not spoke too much.
It's an interesting point, Rish, because just quickly, just for those what don't know, Rish was talking behind the scenes, and Rish was saying a big thing for Rish is the philosophy. How do you find the philosophy in the space, the spiritual space at the moment, Rish? What's your thoughts on it?
Within the spiritual space at the moment, within like churches in person, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Online is also beautiful, and it's very dynamic, because what I like about it is the individuality, but also the whole culmination. So it's not just the individual experience and expression that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Well, it is and it isn't. But I guess what we're saying is we're seeing more of a presentation of the movement that's constantly ongoing, and the changes that are constantly ongoing. So there are just so many expressions of it, and you can never be without philosophy. Do you know what I mean? It's not just one box linear thing. Do you know what I mean? It's I always say philosophy, you can never be without it, because it's in totally everything. It literally is the epitome of spirituality.
Yes.
It's the epitome of everything, as far as I feel like.
I'm 100% the same with you, Rish. When I first kind of started in this space, it very quickly dawned on me after watching analysing the space and what was going on, philosophy, and when I say philosophy, for me, I'm including the spiritual teaching, what I refer to as spiritual teaching. And that's just completely limitless in that form. And I realised that none of it can take place without the philosophy, because the teachings are wrapped and entwined within the philosophy of everything. And it's the philosophy what guides us in a way, i.e. through the spiritual teaching, with all the areas in the spiritual space, whether it's healing, mediumship, channeling, etc. It's the teachings what's telling us how to do these things. And if we apply them, then of course, embodying them, we can understand so much more about what's going on. So that at its core, this is where I just totally agree with you. Philosophy, I've always loved the overriding factor for me has been the philosophy. Always. That's why I've written so much. Because it's just a stream of consciousness for it. So I love it. I love the fact that you kind of like there at that point with the philosophy. Annie, hello Annie. Thanks for being here. Annie Claire's here. Say hello, you're Rish. Annie's joined us. Can you see her?
Good evening. Good evening, Annie. Thanks for joining us.
Rish, on your, what do you call it? You should have private chat, comments and recording. If you press the comments, you'll see the public, you'll see Annie's comment there on the side.
Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a little look. Let's see. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I see it. Perfect. Wow. Where are you watching from, Annie?
Yeah, Annie, whereabouts are you? She'll throw it, Annie will throw it in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the philosophy, Rish, and therefore the teachings that we're talking about, like you said, that multi-dimensional stuff, which is being present in the infinity of the whole. And whatever facet or frequency or vibration or wavelength of philosophy, teachings, knowledge ripens is where we're at in any moment, isn't it? Sorry, she's in Surrey, Rish.
Sorry, yeah, I've just seen it pop up on the side there. Lovely. Nice. So, you're Rish, right, Colin. And do you know what?
Yeah, go on, Rish.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on. Sorry.
Oh, good evening, Simon Harris. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi, Simon. Great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Robert James. Hi, Robert.
Hi, good evening.
Thanks for joining us. You can throw your thoughts in the comment sections, guys, if you want, and any thoughts what you've got. So because I like this. I like to make it interactive with everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, Rish, sorry, what was you saying?
Following on with what you were just saying there, and do you know what I really love? Like, so many people I've spoken to over the years, and do you know, sometimes it's like we hear the word philosophy and it sounds like many people would think about like higher education and, you know, PA, you know, all these labels and titles and lots of years in institutions and stuff like that. However, like, philosophy is so simple. It is, I feel like we are the philosophy, each soul. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're all like constantly passing it backwards and forwards within our, you know, all the time. It's just always happening. Do you know what I mean? Do you agree?
Yeah. Totally, Rish, totally. And it's true. It's like, I mean, the way going back, the education I had, when the word philosophy was mentioned, you know, it was this wise academic, you know, somewhere what was just crawling out of the university with grey hair and a beard, you know, what supposed to have this phenomenal wisdom. And when they spoke, everybody kind of, there was in awe of it, you know. But the philosophy I understand, and especially, I mean, forget forget it. The philosophy is in abundance. The teachings, the information, the knowledge is in abundance. And what I love is when I listen to certain people, especially in the spiritual space, they're coming out with some very, very beautiful, aspects of reality. They've had no academic teaching. They haven't gone to college to get it. They've just absorbed. Yeah, they've absorbed the energy, what I call in the ether. So it's like we open up to the ether and boom, it flows. So, and again, what you just said about we're it, we're a walking book of philosophical knowledge. And we're sharing with each other. So totally agree. Jennifer Rose joined us. Hi, Jennifer.
Good evening, Jen.
Beautiful, Jennifer. Thank you so much. So we love you, Jennifer. We've got to tell you this because she always tells everybody that she loves them. So we love you, Jennifer. She's an absolutely beautiful soul. And I love being on Jennifer's show. She's coming on actually in the next few weeks. We're going to be doing a chat with Jennifer soon.
No.
So thank you, Jennifer. So Rish, spectrum of light, which is obviously, again, in conjunction and harmonious with that word philosophy. And, we can open it all up, can't we? So how do you see, when you say the spectrum of light, I wanted to ask you this. What kind of appeared to your mind when you had that thought, spectrum of light?
Yeah. Well, it was given to me, it was given to me, and I then passed it on to you. But what then led on after that was a feeling of actually a highlighting of the spectrums, as in within, touching within the realms of, okay, then let's simplify this. It felt like the sun, what we call the sun, right? And all of those rays of light, and even the rays of light that we don't see with the physical eyes, because it said that we only see 3.5% of the spectrum with our physical eyes. But it was more like moving within the realms of the ASD, autistic spectrum, ADHD, ASD, those touching within those realms. That was within my awareness, and how those beautiful souls have brought their presence. Well, not even that they've brought their presence in now, because I feel like that doesn't even feel right. It always is present. However, it's more of a forward presence, as in the awareness is more within those realms as such now. So I feel like we need to speak a bit about that, and also photonic light also.
Yeah,
I feel like that took a long time to say something so small.
But I always, this is the thing, isn't it? It's like thinking before we open our mouth. It's nice to see it. So it's like the cogs go around. It's like, okay, let me word it correctly as best as I can. I won't even go there anyway. With words and language and I try and keep everything as simple as I can. But often you find that when you try and simplify things, it stretches out so long. Because, so it's like, okay. So Annie's put something up. Do you feel the younger generation, i.e. under 25s, have a much more intuitive understanding of philosophy than we did in our youth? I feel they are born with a knowing more so now. Interesting. Understanding of philosophy than we did. Well, I'm still in my youth, Annie. How old are you? I don't know what you're talking about. All right. What's going on here? I'm in touch with a child within, Annie. No, go on, Rish. Do you want to fire away with this one?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I can share an experience with younger people than myself who I've known. They certainly have a very some it's like a big, like, you know, the cartoon comics with the bam, pow, smack, and all the like images. I feel like that's how they're presenting. Like it's like they're just here and they're just like, yeah, boom, this is it. Do you know what I mean? It's very much cut the rubbish like this. You know what I mean? It's very much authentic with them. I feel like, do you know what I mean? It's like they're really here to. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from a lot of younger souls in the physical presentation. Yeah, they've taught me an awful lot. So I think if I keep talking, I'm just gonna it's gonna go on and on. But coming, Colin.
Yeah, there's the answer in it. You've learned a lot. I totally agree, Annie, what you're saying, definitely. A more intuitive understanding. I think they've got very sharp minds. I believe, and I think one of the reasons is because they've probably landed on the planet with a slightly clearer auric field and energies field than what a lot of the later or its earlier generations did. So there's a freedom about them, and there's a freedom of expression to them, and so and they can act quite sharp, quite quick. And I would also add the instinct in here. So I think their instinct's quite good. I think their intuition is sometimes amazing, and like you said, born with a know-it. I totally agree. I think they are. We had a conversation with somebody previously in the teens, and I thought I was it threw my head. I thought I was talking to I don't know, 40, 60-year-old mind, because that's what was coming out. And I was like, wow, this is seriously, there was an impact in it. And the way they were speaking was just, it was no big deal to them. And I like what you said, Rish, about there's an authenticity about them. So they've got a freedom about, I think they've got that their energy is free to assert it, it's loosened up, and that gives them the ability to utilize the intuition. Whereas that constrictive and constrained energy of the opposite nature prevents the intuition, whereas they're kind of quite loose and free to express themselves in such a way. So good point, Annie. Definitely, I think so. And I don't think you're ancient. Well, you might have a infinite number of lifetimes, but I don't think you're ancient.
Love it.
Oh, just want to say hello to Sue. Hi, Sue. Lovely to have you with us, Sue. Robert James, Old Souls. Yes. So, fire away with your thoughts or anything, guys. Just put them all in. So, Rish, when we're talking about the spectrum of light, it's a good point what you made, because it covers everything, doesn't it? It's a lot is covered in it. Waves, spectrum of light is, we know the colours of the spectrum, wavelengths, frequencies, and vibrations. Bang, straight there. It's telling us straight away. We know we're mass of energy, way beyond particles and atoms, way beyond that. And yet, in the initial stage, those particles and atoms moving and vibrating, creating these wonderful colours and hues which make up the auric field, in minimum, I'm referring to. So then we're exuding this light, so we say. I'm just going to jump with Alma Mac. My 17-year-old son says things I can barely follow. Thanks to have you with us, Alma. It's clear, isn't it? It's just there. Beautiful. When we go to the spectrum of light, I love this subject. I absolutely love it, because I think it really helps us. Well, I don't think it clearly helps us understand to a certain depth who we actually are. It's got the reference to light in it. It's got the reference to wavelengths, frequencies, vibrations. Energy is there. It's got this whole mush of what we're experiencing as reality, and then trying to interpret those wavelengths or frequencies, whatever we refer to, as we're sensing and feeling them. So then that brings our consciousness in. You know, so it's like, whoa, okay, this is where it really gets kind of interesting and magical. You know, so but
Yeah.
just quickly, when I'll throw this one in, Rich. I think. No, well, I'll save that one a bit later because it's quite interesting. Yeah. So fire away, Rich. We're ready.
Yeah. Wow. Alma mentioned that her 17-year-old son says things that she can barely fathom there. I'm just reading your comment there, Alma. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I've had, younger, as we say, younger souls, just again, like they have so much awareness, and they're so like tapped in, and they just bring it through. There's no, okay, so like the generations before, like you made reference to, Colin, yeah, and you mentioned kind of like the rigidity within that, and how it's loosened up throughout the generations. Do you know what I mean? However, those generations, they played their part in order for this to be at this moment. Do you know what I mean? It was, they
100%.
played their part, and that's how it was meant to be at that time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But them times are gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's an overlap, isn't there?
New.
We're moving from them to humanity is moving from those times into these new times, to these new vibrations. And there can be some mild clashes along the way. I've heard, for example, in the spiritual space, for example, you can hear what we could. So I've got to be careful. Mediums from what's been in the game, 30, 40 years, and they're screaming for the old ways to come back. We should be doing it the old way, etc., etc. Some of them, and so there's a slight internal struggle going on with themselves, and that's coming as a result from the external, because they're seeing the speed and the pace of what people are now communicating to spirit with, and using psychic energies. The psychic mediums, or the psychics, and the mediums today are just firing away. So and we're making reference to the overlap between not the old and the new as such, but those two different vibrations of consciousness. And it's happening in such a small space of time. This isn't taking centuries to do. This is like here and now, right now. Even some of them in the space right now are going, you all need to slow down, and you all need to do it this way, and they're going, bye-bye, gone. And all of a sudden, you're listening to somebody what's been in spiritual, doing mediumship for 30 and 40 years, respectfully, and I've got very deep respect for them, making these sort of comments, and towards the younger ones, and there's a younger one out on TikTok, with 1.2 million followers listening to them, and the old one sat there with barely 5 people watching them, and you go, you've missed the bus. They're on it, they've gone. And the reason why I say respectfully is we're all needed. Everybody's waking in the way they're waking, whether it was 1,000 years ago or today, or how it's going to be in the future. This is the perfection of the soul for me in any given moment. So anyway, I wanted to just throw that one in.
And it's all, like you said, right. You said it's all happening right here, right now. It's not the future or the past that don't exist. It's all here and right now, and it's just velocity. It's just moving. It's just moving. It's moving. And each and every soul, even like you just mentioned, even the souls that are still wanting to, move in the ways that they are accustomed to and the ways that they feel is suitable for them. That's great. Do you know what I mean? And even the opposition is great. It's all great. It's all part of everything. Do you know what I mean? It's all part of it. And just to clarify, when I said those days are gone, I wasn't referring to philosophy directly. I just meant like the generations within like the physical human experience, I guess, is what I was referring to. When I was talking about that, do you know what I mean? So like the rigidity and things like this. But So.
Well, the event is here, isn't it, Rish? This is what we're talking about. We're in the event now. The change is no longer over there, and we're going towards this change in the world. No. We've met it. We're in it. We are the change. Everyone on the planet is the change. I was just thinking when you was talking then, Rish, talk about kind of bringing the new or embracing the new, so to speak.
Yeah.
And for me, this is everything's in the mix here, the old, the new, and the future. Okay.
But is it new and is it old?
Well, this is the thing. It just is, isn't it? We can debate the time, because then we start going into time, and you go, well, you know, that changes the game completely. But the bit I was just thinking was, I'll use it as an example. From our side on Manoka Consciousness Group and on the new centre we've set up, the Ethereal Virtual Centre, we're open to so many aspects. We're no longer containing to, let's say, an open circle where it's just mediumship. Where Spirit said to us previously, okay, let's slightly shift it a bit, let's reword it. And so he was like, okay, circle with Spirit. Okay, just a slight shift, that a very subtle move. Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to encourage everybody to work in the way they wish to work, or the way they're inspired in this moment. We know we've got a huge surge in channeling at the moment. Channeling is the bigger. Healing's always been the map. That healing always plays the biggest role. After that, at the moment, what it seems in the person to be is channeling. Everybody wants to jump on the channeling aspect, or they're inspired to. Yet there's still very few places what will encourage you or allow it to take place. Whereas from our side, on what we're doing is like, no guys, come on. If you're you know, bring it on, off you go, get on with it. You're in a safe space. It's okay to do it. So what I'm saying at this moment is, it's time for us to encourage everybody with their abilities rather than contain certain spaces.
Yeah.
You know, so as you've seen, let's say we've got the circles on Sundays. There's anything from philosophy, channeling, trance, writings, drawings, and mediumship. It's all in the mix, because what Spirit is saying is, don't contain people. Let them open up. Give them a space to open up.
Exactly.
And I find that absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then when we see some of the people and what they're doing in the space, it's just a pure joy to sit and witness it and be a part of it all, to be honest. So that's the point I'm coming to, I suppose, Rish, is this is where we're seeing the changeover. And in that is where it's all an aspect of the spectrum of the light what's shining on the planet.
Exactly.
You know, these are kind of some of the waves. What's your thoughts, Rish, on that?
Yeah, you know, I mean, all these perceived restrictions are just getting blown out the window. Do you know what I mean? Blown out the window completely. It's just not happening anymore. Oh, Simon Harris has popped something on. Yeah.
Go for it, Rish. Read it.
Yeah. So Simon Harris is saying this is a problem with spiritualism. There is a clamor to go back to the old excuse me, to the old ways, which is so disappointing. I've witnessed people turned away because their philosophy does not. Oh, sorry guys, you know, I'm wearing my contact lenses and looking at the screen, so please do excuse me. I'll try that again. Their philosophy does not
fit rigid ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
There can be no rigidity, or we churn out robots man-made. Okay. Young people are looking for more. Way back in time, Spirit warned of this. I personally let people talk about their own philosophy. My guides have warned me about this, that you must not restrict people. Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, exactly. You know, like I remember like when I didn't even know that there was an online spiritual community. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, X amount of years ago when I found the online spiritual community, it was like, I see the change. I see the change, definitely. And I've always, and you see Simon as well. It's like, some souls are very comfortable with just doing what it is that they do, and that's great. Do you know what I mean? However, like, you do have other souls who are very just so free spirited and so explorative that they just go with how their energy is moving and where they feel inspired and inclined towards. Do you know what I mean? So that they don't necessarily fit into a category where they can just say, I'm an evidential medium and that's it. They don't have the ability for that restriction. Do you know what I mean? To be able to do that, it can feel restrictive. And I'm speaking from personal experience, so I shouldn't necessarily say everybody, but do you know what I mean? I really struggle with rigidity and boxing. Do you know what I mean? So it's always nice to have that movement and that flow, and to be accepted into places like that. Do you know what I mean? Where and I say it's nice to be accepted into spaces like that, because it's nice to see others being accepted into spaces like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, you are. No, you are. What you're doing is, perfect sense, Rish, because what you're saying is keeping everything open so we can breathe. We can stretch our awareness and consciousness. I love what Simon's put as well. It's like a clamour to go back to the old ways. And it is disappointing. So it's like, totally agree with you, Simon. Because it's restrictive. And it's like the chains are coming off now. You know, and this, going back to the youngsters, this is what I love about the youngsters. They're like, you've got, nobody's putting chains on me. Nobody's putting chains on me. Nobody's telling me how to do this. I'm just doing it. And a lot of people go, okay, some of this stuff is garbage. You know, it's like all over the place. And you go, does it matter? Have they got, you know, a couple of 100,000 people listening to them and getting the benefit from it?
Yeah.
Are we going to see them small negative aspects, or we're going to see the big positive thing of what them people are doing? Well, I know which one I'm choosing easily. So we're talking about the restrictions, what you've just referred to, Rish and Simon. It's like, and this rigidity. You know, if something's rigid, we're in trouble. If our mind's rigid, we know we're in trouble. You know, like, tight-minded. That's the old, you know, we suffer as a result of our tight minds. We're grasping everything. You know, it's funny. What's interesting for me, we kind of we go through the material. I call it the materialistic lifestyle. You know, getting up, going to work, chasing the money, chasing the dream, in a material sense. And then there's an awakening take place of whatever nature. So then we start clearing and letting go of all the old conditionings. Okay. Without realizing what we're actually doing is then, and our grasping of the past and, you know, objects, etc., people. And then we come into the spiritual space and we start grasping the teachings. And you go, hang on, we're in danger of doing exactly what we did previously if we're not careful. So it's like, and again, we're back to what Spirit said, and like Sam said, warning us, okay, of so many different things. And it's what we're talking about is, don't grasp the spiritual teachings even. Don't grasp them. Because we're filling ourselves back up again. We're trying to empty ourselves from the conditions of the past, and then we start filling ourselves up with spiritual teachings. You know, it's like, okay, forget it, just forget it. When it's in, like we said at the beginning, Rich, when it's in at the moment, there's a thought, I'm connecting with Spirit, they're saying this, that's it.
They're always there though, Colin. It's always flowing, isn't it? It's always there. Yeah. It's always there.
It's for me, it's about being the empty channel or the empty vessel or whatever we want to call ourselves. But it's about being empty, which then implies we've got a great acceptance about all things. We're not grasping things. We're not even grasping our own opinion. I mean, sometimes you know, it's so funny to watch people grasping their own opinions in the spiritual space, and it's like, it's okay, you can let go of that one. You know, it's like, it's okay, you can just ease off and let go of it. Okay. It's like, this is my opinion. I'm standing by it and I'm fighting for it. It's like, we don't need to fight each other. Yeah. We just accept the flow of light, which is coming through the spectrum of energies.
Yeah.
in those waves and things. And I love what you said at the very beginning, Rish. Harmonizing it with your earthly world.
Yeah, you have to. Do you know what I mean? It's so easy to. I know I struggled for, you know what I mean, some years back. When I say struggled, like with, it was brought to my attention from a very good friend who's a medium, and she was like, "You're just flying. You need to, like, you know what I mean, you need, excuse me, you need to balance. Do you know what I mean? You need to get that balance." And that's when we started getting into the Reiki and everything. Do you know what I mean? And then I met my Reiki master all those years ago, and he would always say to me, fully participate in your human experience. And I never forget that. That. And not necessarily fully participate as in fully identifying with the physical third dimensional body or avatar. That's not what he means, but he means like to partake in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not about like, and I like what you mentioned about, you mentioned a specific word, but it was almost referring towards like judgments and opinions. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're moving through your human experience, but with also your awareness as well. But again, you know, the simplest thing, like everything we've said up until this point, I just move with yourself, move with your own soul. Do you know what I mean? Do what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. Don't focus on what everyone else is doing. I mind my own business. Do you know what I mean? That's my philosophy. I mind my own business. I'm a free spirit. I ain't hurting nobody, and I'm just allowing my soul to express itself. And it's just simple. Do you know what I mean? It's simple. It's really simple. It's not hard.
No, it's not hard though, is it, Rich? I love that what you just said. It's like I used to think. Yeah, I used to think years ago. It's like the problem. If everybody minded their own business in the world would be a lot more peaceful place. Most of the problems, as a result, because people just go into other people's affairs and business. Like, stay out of it. Stay out of it. You know, let people be who they are. If they're not harming anybody, let them be who they are. So I've always said that kind of philosophy. You know, the issues of the world would fall away very rapidly if people minded their own business. But, you know, it's that human tendency, in it. The other thing, what I wanted to come to with what you're saying is, having the human experience, embodying, for me, it's about embodying the light. It's not a word I often use, embody, but, you know, it's kind of, it's there. It's got an expression, a reflection to it. So I absolutely love space cadets. What I call space cadets. People flying off. I love it. People used to try and ground me week after week. Colin, you got to be going. You're too far there. You got to be. And it's like, unless you
did that too.
Unless you have had my experience and having my experience, which you obviously don't know of, please don't try and tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing. There's a reason why we are floating off into the light, and there's a moment comes, I think, for everybody where. And it's not that we're dismissing the human form and the physical form. It's not. I think it's more we're trying to bring the light in through the physical. And as we're bringing the light in through the physical, the question is what we're going to do with it. That's the big thing for me. So, and this is where I also love, where everybody's on their own path, as we know, back to minding our own business. Everybody's on their own path. And we should accept it and embrace it and encourage that at all times. I think one of the most important things about spiritual wisdom is to encourage other people as much as we can, whenever we can, in a positive, uplifting, spiritual manner. That's our role. And like Simon said in his last comment, because I wanted to come back to his last one, which was robots. If we're not careful in the space, you know, you can chain mediums out. What? Yeah, chain mediums out. What are robotic? Like drones. Not drones. Drones. Well, someone might be drones. Clones. And we're not here to clone anybody. We're here to bring the best out and the most unique light what's in another person whenever we can, if that is correct. If we're in that moment where we can encourage it and embrace it and share it, you know, and be a part of their experience, there's just a phenomenal joy to it.
Exactly.
I have to be careful because I just know all that off. So, sorry, Rish, we'll bring Simon's last comment up.
Yeah, so Simon says, I can see it better now, thanks. 100% agree with the grasping aspect. We need to let go and just flow. I did a recent trance demonstration privately, and what came through is what you are talking about. The grounding comment does make me laugh. Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Simon.
Brilliant. Thank you for your comments, Simon. Keep them coming. Yeah, one's a good grasping. So for those who don't know, Simon's going to absolutely love me for this one, but he knows me and he's going to be smiling already as I'm about to say. Simon is a trance medium, like trance medium. Deep trance. I've got phenomenal respect for Simon. He runs the Nottingham Spiritualist Church in the UK. So please, everybody, if you get the time, either visit Nottingham Spiritualist Church in the UK or go online and seek it out. I'm sure if you get a chance to get there, I think you're going to be walking into a beautiful light in that church, what Simon and everybody around has been creating over the years.
Nice.
So thank you for joining us, Simon. KJ Hearts, same here. Hi, KJ. Thanks for joining us. Lovely to have you with us. Whereabouts are you from, KJ? That's American style. And Yasmin. Hi, Yasmin. Thanks for joining us. So please just keep putting your comments in, guys, and we'll kind of go through them. What's next then, Rish?
Gosh, there were so many things, so many points just popping out all over the shop. Now I've lost them. Bring them back. Goodness me, there was so much there. Wow.
What do you think of channeling, Rish? Let me ask you that. What's your thoughts on channeling? Channeling the light.
I feel like it happens more often than we'd like possibly realise. Not think. I know it happens more often than maybe realised, because how many times have we, for example, been in a supermarket or passing somebody and we've just happened to have a conversation with what might be considered a stranger, although none of us are strangers, but you know, we just happen to say something to somebody or to be having a conversation with somebody and just happen to just say the right, not the right thing, but you just, that spirit brings through you what they need at that moment. And you perhaps, or I say you, we may move away from that moment of experience, perhaps not realizing the impact that that's had on the other person, because we're constantly bringing through we're constantly communicating, and in fact many often at times not even verbally. So that's a whole other realm, Colin.
Isn't it just?
Oh yeah.
Let's go there if you like. We can go there. Just going to say hello to Ascending Universal Butterfly. Hello, thank you for joining us. We've got a butterfly in the house.
Beautiful. Do you know?
Brilliant stuff. So, okay, quickly with channeling then, Rish. Because clearly, obviously, it's now, there's masses of it taking place around the world, especially in the spiritual space. And I agree, it's always happened. It's just now people are more conscious of it, and they have this kind of intention, mental awareness and intention to do it. I absolutely love it. Byron's here. Hi, Byron. Thanks for joining us. Literally had this happen when on a walk in the woods a couple of weeks ago. There you go, Rish.
Yay! Love it. Go. Good.
Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant, Byron. Thanks for I like Byron. Really nice guy. I love it. So the channeling aspect then, Rish, because obviously channeling comes in many different forms. It's moved away. No, it's not. I don't want to say it's moved away. It's broadened out. The original form of channeling now has opened up. there's a lot of channeling, healers, trance, philosophy, all those different slight frequencies of the altered states. Fascinating for me at the moment, channeling. What I'm seeing is fascinating. Somebody just close their eyes and that's it, they're channeling, start speaking from that frequency. Then somebody goes deeper or higher. So, and there's all these different forms. What I do see, and what I really, I'm kind of, there's always been this specific thing about channeling. Channeling in its original form was to channel cosmic beings, and it was the cosmic beings what was actually communicating through the person. Now we've got channeling where often it's the person or the individual's own mind in an altered state, on one of those frequencies of the altered states of their own awareness. So that's really interesting. But what I do like is, if you like, the philosophy what's coming through is so beneficial again. It's helping people,
Yeah. It's so much closer, isn't it? So much closer to everyday practical aspects. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I really love. I just love it. It's
yeah.
Oh, sending universal butterfly.
Yeah, look at this one, Rish. So glad I heard this comment, Rish. Was in a store only yesterday, nudge from my guide, so I listened, passed on the message, and the person said they had been asking for a message and a sign.
Oh.
It was such an honor and privilege to deliver the information and wait for the universe.
Oh.
You see, now here's an instant. Here's an instant, Rish. This is how quick we've changed. Because previously, some minds would have gone, no, you shouldn't be doing that in the shop. You don't know the person, you shouldn't eat out water. And here we are, very accepting of it, absolutely loving the moment. If no harm has been done and somebody's got uplifted, there is no limit to the location and time we can be a vessel for spirit. That's
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Absolutely right. Do you know what? This is just typical, right? I've got to go switch heating on because the temperature for the last 5 minutes has just dropped. I don't know if you can see my body tensing, but excuse me, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Off you go, Frosty. I'm going to call you Frosty. Frosty the Snowman. Rish, we'll be back in a moment. Okay, enjoying the chat. Thank you, Ruth. Lovely to have you with us, Ruth. Great stuff. Any more comments? Sarah. Wow, got some beautiful names on here, isn't it? Sarah. Thanks for joining us, Sarah. Anybody got any questions? Yeah, go ahead. Fire away, Rish, what you was going to say.
No, thank you all for bearing with us, for always switch our heating on. What's happening in the comments? Enjoying the chat. Ruth, hi, Ruth. Yay, this is really cool. Loving this. Thanks for being with us.
Sorry, Rish, I'm just laughing. Sarah, as in Sarah. You see?
Sarah.
Oh, Rosa. Oh, I love it.
Love it.
Sarah.
Oh, Sue Townsend. Yeah.
Go for it, Rish.
Cheers. I can see now. We are beings of light. Therefore, we are all vessels of light. Although many may not perceive that we are also channels anchoring the light to Earth too. Earth being body of light, of which we are a part, and of the oneness. Sue, I love the feeling in that. Every time Sue communicates, whether it's verbally or even just reading that, I can just feel that. I love Sue.
I agree with you.
Thank you. I can just feel that.
I agree. So Sue's got absolutely amazing vibration. Absolutely. Sue, I mean, I don't need to comment, but I'm going to. Sue knows I totally agree with what she's saying here. I mean, the oneness, everything about it. Vessels anchoring the light. I think this is the point where maybe you're reflecting something else in this as well, Sue, which we'll capture and put out there for people. When that question comes as to on the journey or path, which obviously there isn't one, but we say there is, so let's say there is for a minute. On the journey and path, whichever we're walking, that inevitable question comes. In all the questions of when somebody's had the awakening, they've come understanding of spirit, they come into the spiritual space, and they've got this passion and drive and wish, etc., to learn all the different facets and aspects of the journey. That question always seems to come up. Why am I here? What's my mission? What's my task? What's my role? And I would totally agree with what Sue is saying right here. We are channels anchoring the light. Sometimes we don't have to interfere with that. We just have to be it and do it, exactly what Sue was saying. And the exceptional thing is you have been a body of light also. So I love it. So thank you so much. So Sarah or Sarah, I'm a professional, so I have to change my Facebook name. Okay, I'm a professional. Come on then, tell us, professional what? Come on, well, let's get it out there. Yeah, professional.
Love
tell us what you are.
Yeah.
So Mary Bain. Oh, Mary Bain. Hello. So, do you want to read it, Rish, or do you want me to?
Yeah, why not? Thanks. So Mary, nice to see you. Oh, Sarah's just also said, right, yeah, she's a social worker. Yeah, get it. Love that.
Got you.
Mary, so glad to catch one of the lives. What my voice is doing. I'm an sorry guys. I'm in EST. Is that like the American time zone?
Eastern Standard Time, yeah.
Yeah. So miss most anyway, letting people be themselves and develop as they will according to who they are. I would think it's important. I still don't practice much because of the rules, etc. Some people impose. 5 years into making the decision to finally really develop, haven't gotten nearly as far as I would like because of it. Thankfully, though, I have ways to work on it. Found at least one safe space. So thank you for bringing the subject up.
Do you know what? We're going to hold this comment if we can, because this is so important and relevant. So I still didn't practice much because of the rules, etc. Some people impose. Well, you know, most of us, the rebels, have always said rules are there to be bent. Most of them are there to be broken, to be honest. But however, so I've always said this thing, Mary, where Spirit always said to me, or inspired it many years ago, if you wish to walk through the door and the door's closed in front of you, knock again. If the door closes again and it still won't open, just move, accept it and move to another door. Okay? If the door closes again, then you're left with an option. Take the door off the hinges and walk in. Because if Spirit wants us somewhere, that's where we've got to be. Now, that sounds quite, there's a slight aggression in it, but it's not aggression. It's this wrathful energy what Spirit sometimes have to use to some of us on the planet who wish to impose these rules out of, I'm going to go off on one, out of ignorance. Most rules are born out of ignorance. Okay, this business of, I've been in it, you know, this, I call it the 30-year syndrome. I've been in it 30 years. I know more than you. It's like, please, will you just, if that's your sort of thinking, sit down, enjoy your journey, while the rest of us get on with doing what we're here to do. Okay. This is almost, and I'm going to use Simon's word earlier, disappointing. This is disappointing to read this, Mary, because we're here to help and encourage each other and open every door we possibly can to as many souls as we can, especially if we're in a position, if Spirit's placed us in a position where we're out in the space, we're creating spaces for people to come into, then there's no rules. There's just respect. There's etiquette. They're supposed to be the rules. There's politeness and manners and encouragement. They're the rules, not this. You can't do this. You can't do that. So most rules are born out of ignorance. And I know there might be some people watch this who like, forget it, not interested in the comments or their thoughts. It's when we've got what we've got going on this planet right now as we're speaking, with the devastation what's taking place, and you've got small-minded, narrow-minded people thinking that they can play God in a spiritual space, when Spirit are trying to say, we need as much light shining on the planet as possible, guys, will you help us? We shouldn't be seeing this stuff no more. So I'm so pleased, Mary, that you have finally found at least one safe space, at least one. I hope many more open up to you, Mary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry, I'm not sorry, I went off on one. Good. So, Sarah, she says she gets hunted from time to time. Oh, let's have a look. Right, Sarah, this is Colin. What's this? This is the second time I've got one of Colin's lives. It's been a while, but it's amazing. He did. I just needed some fine tuning. There you go. There's fine tuning, Sarah. I love it. Go for it, Mary. That looks like an Irish name anyway to me, so you should have a rebel blood in you. So, Brenda Lucas. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for joining us. So let's move on to this next stage. Oh, hang on. Go on, Rish. Do you want to read it?
Yes. So my beautiful friend sending Universal Butterfly. Hi. She who says, I don't know if she's a she or a he, but I know sending Universal Butterfly from online. And they're saying, it's never too late. Put your palms out and be prepared to receive from the ocean of consciousness and see how life surprises you. Yes, exactly. That's
there
right.
you go. Absolutely beautiful.
Very
absolutely
right.
beautiful. Carol Joy Broadbent. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to have you with us. Yay. So, if you've got any comments or questions, put them in. We are live, obviously, and it's on YouTube. You can watch the playback, etc., etc. So, Rish, tell us what kind of like circles and things you're doing at the minute online, spiritually speaking.
Yeah, thanks. So at the moment, we do have a philosophy circle, which anybody's free to come in. It's very much, it's all led by Spirit, and it's always very, very useful and beautiful energy. So yeah, can come in. We tend to post on our page as well if we're doing any live psychic readings or any evidential readings as well. And we're very spontaneous, so you just got to keep an eye on the page. I'm afraid. Yeah, catch us if you can. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, catch us if you can. But yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment, and we've got some other bits which we can't speak too much of at the moment. But when the moment comes, we will let you know.
Brilliant stuff, Rish.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So, okay, spectrum of light. Let's take it up a notch, shall we?
Yes.
And I'd like to just kind of step into that multidimensional space. But just before I do that, I just want to say, with Sue Townsend, just want to let everybody know, Sue Townsend, a beautiful mind. And thank you, Sue. Sue's been taking an open circle today on Ethereal Virtual Center. We normally have a calendar out. There's one out at the minute on Minoka Consciousness Group. And Sue does other things as well. Runs inspirational writing, healing during the week, and the open circle, etc., etc. So thank you, Sue. Anybody wants to join Sue, then please check it out. So, sorry, multidimensional and the realms of light, Rish.
Yeah.
So clearly mankind is experiencing an event. And we see, without keeping it too narrow, we see two sides playing out. The light of spirit and the spiritual space, and that continuous, absolutely beautiful healing energy which is permeating the world. And of course, we're seeing the opposite, darkness to a certain degree. acting out whatever it's acting out. Okay.
Yeah.
We know the truth is somewhere in the middle. The middle way is always the one for me, between light and dark. But we've got this event. And when we put that in our cosmic scale, we know, people in the spiritual space are surely getting inspired. I also believe that there are more stronger, more powerful, and more profound messages from other realms, other dimensions out there in the cosmos, the universe, and way beyond, waiting to come through to help kind of not guide humanity, but to work alongside humanity from these cosmic beings, whether we call them spiritual beings, spiritual guides. I'm kind of putting them all in the same space at the minute. It's just for a moment.
Yeah.
Cosmic beings or beings of light. What's your thoughts on this? What's all going on? Can you hear me?
Well, yeah, I can now. So it's breaking up a minute. Well, you mentioned that the messages may be waiting to be received, but I don't feel like there's any like stop or start or timing or any. It's a constant movement. It's always been, and it always will be. So It's just a case of when the awareness within the energy of any soul at any time is within that frequency to receive it.
Get you? Yeah, I get it, Rish. Okay. Interesting. So if I think I've got it correct. What you're saying is this is evolution playing out. It's a continuous kind of state of motion, and it is what it is. And as each person kind of taps into the light of their own soul.
What happened?
Oops, frozen. No, you're back with us, Rish.
Yeah.
I can see you.
I was abducted.
Yeah, beam me up, Scotty. Nano, more Colin also.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is interesting because it's abducted us again. We keep coming on and off the screen, right?
Yeah, Rish. Yeah, they're here. Office day.
I love it. Yeah. Like I was saying when we first opened up, coming and going.
Wow.
For more than 40 years, do you know what I mean? I've always been aware of my galactic origins. I've always, do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to like have a big head. I'm just saying, like, I've always, it's not, do you know what I mean? It's not something that's foreign or new, right? So I say that because I feel like I'm losing I've got so many things that wanting to be said at the same time now.
Go with the flow, as they say.
Okay.
Let me ask you a specific question, Rish.
You're breaking up. Okay, let's keep this going.
Let's ask you a specific question. Okay. Can you hear me?
So you're breaking up there. Say again, please, Colin.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? It's
like now.
Talking.
Yeah.
It's like talking to somebody on the other side of the universe. You can't hear me. Can you hear me? Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Obviously.
I can now. Ground control to Major Tom.
That one.
We've got a time delay.
There is, yeah. There's a, what do you call it here going on? Okay, there's a signal. There's a glitch in the signal. Let me ask the question then, Rish. What's your thoughts on another species visiting the world and revealing themselves to the masses, or making themselves known to the masses.
They've always been here.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not asking that. I'm asking a very specific.
Okay, what do I think to? Okay, all right. Well, I think there's a lot that's shown in movies. There's a lot of programming, purposeful programming that's taken place. And I know that well, I can't speak for anyone else, but I know that I feel within my own consciousness what I perceive, and that is that it doesn't really matter.
Perfect answer. Perfect, Chris. Perfect. I love it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I absolutely love it. It's like the question was asked.
Sorry, we're not making any sense, guys, but
yeah, it doesn't matter. I can see what you're actually saying. I mean, okay, we can say we're familiar with it. Yeah, go on, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can say we're familiar with cosmic beings in our own form and ways. Channeling, having awareness of them, trance aspects even. I was asking more for it's seeing the picture and the image of their presence publicly known, not because obviously, you know, you've got two things going on. You've got those in the spiritual space who are channeling them, and you've got those outside the spiritual space who have been trying to hide and cover it up. So the general masses, the public, have obviously the mix of their own thoughts regarding it. So that would shift. I think that their presence being known would shift human consciousness. And I don't want to say to its next level, but from that one event, but it would clearly shift consciousness and human understanding to a completely new, you know, expansion of understanding. So, and yeah, that's, you know, just briefly, well, we're dropping that in. I get 100% what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, it doesn't matter. What matters is the journey, what each person's on in any given moment, if we call it a journey, you know. So, brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Right then. Okay, I think we'll slowly start drawing it to a close then, Rish.
Because it's been used for so much conflict. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right, Rish. Yeah. We keep, yeah, I don't know whether you're losing me or I'm losing you, Rish. It keeps, there's that intermittent thing going on. It must be the frequencies of light.
We have terrible, as soon as we started talking about it, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Froze in place.
Boy,
Yeah,
you just hear you.
Right, Rish, thank you so much. We'll wrap it up. Have you got any final words you'd like to share with everybody?
Yeah, I mean, just to clarify, when we said it doesn't matter, I feel like that came forward because more in the sense of there's so much fear that is being, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Subconsciously programmed into, do you know what I mean, into society. So just need to take away the fear, because, do you know what I mean, really, do you know what I mean, there's nothing to fear, really. There's nothing that, I guess, yeah, that's what we're trying to say. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear, especially when it comes on to our cosmic origins, our galactic origins. I mean, what is DNA, guys? And what is, we all talk about the human being, right? Like the human beings and the aliens, right? But what is a human being anyway?
Alien.
Do you know what I mean? What is a human being? It's all just like churned out stuff, like over generations and years. Like, and so we're told that we're human beings, and we're told this and we're told that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's why we say it doesn't matter, because actually,
yeah, labels and tags. You know, labels and tags, numbers. You know, all fun parts in order to put everybody in, you know, in their own categories and boxes. And humanity's going, don't think so. You're not going to box me in. You're not going to put any restrictions on me, etc., etc. Rish, thank you so much for joining us. Really enjoyed it. So where can everybody find you, Rish?
Thank you.
Where can everybody find you? Is it Facebook or?
Well, we'll be floating about. You'll see us. We're such a time delay. Sorry.
Okay, Philosophy with Rish. You can find Rish on Facebook. Philosophy with Rish. Rish Adsum. Is that correct?
Goodness, it's a terrible time delay. Yes, that's where you can find us. Thank you.
Oh, Rish, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for being with us. Ascending Butterfly, thank you so much, Colin and Rish. Thank you again for all the love and compassion, wisdom and understanding you bring to the world and to all of us. Have a super weekend, everyone. This song with my song. Oh, thank you both. Annie, Claire, thank you. Really interesting. Have a great evening weekend. Same to you, Ascending Butterfly and Annie and everybody else. Please, whatever you do, try not to be distracted by the news too much. Protect your mind, stay in the light, keep aligned. Thanks to Simon and everybody. Brilliant stuff. And stay close to spirit and your guides. For any further information, we're back on the 20th on Cosmic Lounge. We have Lizzie Hanson, brilliant conversation again. That's on Friday the 20th. I think it's around the same time. In the meantime, we've got Open Circles, we've got Ethereal Virtual Centre, Menorca Consciousness Group, etc. We are starting 3 new courses next week. If anybody's interested, we've got the Ethereal Channeling course on Monday. Wednesday, we've got the Trance course, and on Thursday, we've got a new mediumship course. So, you know, so much more happening. So, brilliant. Thank you so much. Lots of love to everybody. Please whack your lights up, turn it up, trip the light, fantastic. And let's keep going together collectively. Rish, thank you so much. To Ava in the background, who's been patiently putting all the editing, etc. together. Thank you so much, Ava. And of course, to Spirit and those cosmic beings. Until we meet again.
Thank you, Colin and Ava. Thanks for the invite. It's been fun.
To infinity and beyond. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love to everybody. Bye-bye. Bye. Thanks, Reese. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.